Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Wednesday, which means it is time for another Nozz watches. So I'm a spider. So what? You wanna fucking fight about it? That is the correct title, and shall be forevermore. On the last episode, Wakamo got a pretty good deal going on. The entire town believes she is some sort of holy beast. The knife ears got shown out to be absolute fucking kidnapping murderers, or just kidnappers, but also murderers, like separately. Um, all around, it seems like things are more or less everything's coming up spider. Of course, I imagine Ariel's probably going to come around and cause problem relatively soon, because Wakamo is not allowed to have anything nice ever. Not a single time, no. But let's get in here and let's see how Wakamo does, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go! Jesus fuck, that's a lot of people. Wakamo has learned the power of fucking compassion, but only by getting paid for it. Ah, I bet he's gonna try. I want this guy to try some bullshit and she just disintegrates him. Like, nothing left. Only some of them. Only kill a few of them. Oops, I accidentally some property damage. I want her to just fucking disintegrate him with an evil eye. Just can't report back. Can't report back if you're dead, motherfucker. What did that even look like to them where she goes, B? Like, what does that even look like to them? This isn't my fault, is it? Oh boy, I think that means it is. I think this just shows the difference between, like, me and Wakamo, because I was in that situation, right? Like, I'm there, I'm getting fed, I'm having a good time. All I gotta do is cast, like, level 1 healing, you know, functionally a cantrip for me at this point, right? And his asshole shows up, starts saying something. It sounds like he's saying some bullshit. And then the guys sent to guard me pull swords on him. And then he pulls a sword. My immediate response to him not going away would be, fuck it, disintegrate. And then go back to eating my fucking watermelon. I mean, I imagine that probably would have caused some problems. But, I mean, what are they gonna do? The average power level of humans in this world is so fucking low that I'm fairly certain, short of any of the other reincarnations, who are children at this point, Wakamo could solo the entire kingdom of Ots if she wanted. Like, there are very few that she could that'll actually cause her issue. Too fucking many. I mean, Wakamo did nothing wrong. Some bullshit. My mans, you just tried to fucking yoink the fucking spider. A spider that fucking, like, that wiped out an entire garrison by itself by accident. Damn, I can't believe we're spending this episode hanging around with a corpse. There's a big fat mustachioed corpse. Wait, is the conflict between them caused by the conflict between them in the in the Hummin timeline? Is that what? Wakamo doesn't cause that, right? Because they already don't like each other. Hmm. I mean, you could kill him from here, Wakamo. You could just blink and that man falls over dead. Little Drac. Little Drac. I wonder if the villagers will just find her again. Oh, she's just having a wonderful time. I mean, hey, maybe, hopefully, maybe she'll get fucking killed. I know that's not gonna happen, but there you go. There's the hope right there. Hey, it's the boy! Here comes the boy. Oh, hey, he fucking finally learned how to speak Japanese. Oh, no, he is speaking Isekai. I wish they'd at least, like, come up with some bullshit, like, fake language. But, oh, oh, she doesn't know about the fucking... Wakamo doesn't know about the parallel mind, does she? What the fuck are the thumbs? Wait, oh right, when all the other minds came back, they told her, right? I mean, can she even stop the attack if she's got no contact? Did did she manage to figure out telepathy just now? Or is this, like, just her thinking really hard at the admin? Well, that's just boring. Like, that's actually fucking boring. Would you be willing to not be it? Would you be willing to seal yourself away for the sake of everyone else, even though it makes you fucking miserable and insane? I mean, honestly, what I'd say here is like, lifespan of the countdown to oblivion. Oh, oh, okay then. First time I'm hearing about this, but okay then. And let me guess, that's gonna turn into a fight, right? This is gonna turn into a fight against him eventually, innit? Uh. I mean, he's adminning a fucking world that's dying. Ah, her spider sense is tingling. She didn't even do anything. She just fucking blinked at them and they died. Oh my god, that's amazing. Well, now the war begins. Now the war begins. Actually, I mean, what does Evil Eye look like when somebody, like, does an autopsy? Does it just look like a heart attack or no? He could have just had a heart attack, you don't know that. I mean, seeing as it's gone out of its way to protect you every time assassins have shown up, I mean, it seems more like it's on your side, my dude. Holy shit. Busy. Like, if I was him, now that this has happened, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get that spider in my building if I can. Go up there like, oh hey, great divine beast, hey, you want to crash in my building for a bit? Cause that way, you feed it, you make it feel welcome, and then if when you get attacked, it's gonna be like, hey, it's my house, asshole. Just evil eye the shit out of them. Especially now that you've got Wakamo like in there. Like that's a massive disadvantage. Ah, there it is. Hey, mate, why's your army bad CG? That came fucking fast. That was real fucking quick. Holy shit. He. You can still fix it, Wakamo. Each one of those soldiers you can one shot. Yeah! You say war, I say XP farm. I mean, hey, if her goal is to eventually evolve into a Drider, just saying, that'd be a pretty good way to get XP. Ah, and they're all faceless goons. Perfect. And it makes them much easier to animate in CG. There you go. Oh, the same army moving forward in the future. I guess everything repeats. It's like poetry, it rhymes. I do like that transition between like the forest being big and full and then filled with old webs. Like it's like, oh hey, here's time passing. It was a little confusing at first. That's mostly just because my brain is fucking smooth. And I was disgusted by all these fucking knifes. And thus I began planning to overthrow the knifes. Oh, but outside of an anime, this teacher would be the epitome of hello, fellow kids. Have you been watching the animes again? Like Jesus. But then it turned out living in Nagasaki in the 1940s was a very bad idea. I mean, you're doing a pretty shitty job of it. Okay, so what does this. Oh, she can see the. Could she see the status of all of them? Oh, that's fucked. Oh, that's fucked. Oh, so Kanata stripped of skills and dies. And I imagine he learns about the reincarnations from this. Okay, fair enough. And then he immediately used that power for evil, because of course he fucking did. Jesus! Okay, alright, the fact that she physically can, alright, cool. Fair enough. Still, this is kind of fucked up, because it's like, couldn't you have altered their futures in ways other than fucking kidnapping and homicide? Jesus Christ. Especially since, according to her own usage of her skill right now, they're all going to fucking die. And Kanada's gonna have it the worst. Like, Shun dies. Everyone else fucking dies. Kanata gets stripped of skills and taken captive. Or whatever it said. I have to go back and check. Kanata's, that's Katya, right? Like, I'll go back and double check, but like, fuck, that has implications. That has real bad implications. Oh, boy. I like the series a lot. I appreciate how like Wakamo's like changed over time, like and how her like she's kind of just accepted like okay, so baby Dracula's going to survive. By God, I'm going to make that happen. Like she's kind of latched onto that as a goal because she doesn't have really any other goal right now. She's like she's very task oriented, which might put her on the spectrum. Who knows? She needed a task, she found a task, and now she's latched onto it in a real big way. So that's pretty fun. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Okay, now post credits. There are post credits here. There it is. Little baby tire attacked. Kai Kakudori. Okay, so seriously, where's Wakumo in this? Where's Wakumo in this? Come on. I'm assuming that's her, but I'm not sure. So I'm not in this one, am I? Oh, good. It's an episode we can skip. Oh boy. All right. I'm not gonna skip it. Don't worry. I know it's gonna be important. God, do I not care though. Boy. Okay, but Stuff about this episode I like. Most of it. So I do appreciate now that we've got Wakamo actually being able to understand what's going on around her. That's really nice. I like that. The whole stuff with the Kingdom of Ots and the rivalry between them and the kingdom that she's in right now. That's actually pretty neat. In fact, like the fact that the human conflict, like in the past, is tied into Wakamo, and it actually makes her a what's the word? Like an inciting like incident kind of thing, and she's kind of like involving herself even though she doesn't understand. You know, like it actually makes it a lot more interesting because it's like what like every time Wakamo takes an action, it's for the benefit of specifically Sophia, but it is like she's doing it with like half the information, so of course like it's going to have negative and positive reactions and how it goes. And that's actually pretty cool. I like seeing how the people react to her. That works really well. And how like she's just accidentally like twisting people's beliefs like just by being by matching up with the myth, and she doesn't even realize that half the time. That's pretty cool. Um, like that political intrigue is all really really cool. I like that quite a bit. The administrator coming in and asking her to kindly fuck off. I wasn't expecting that, but it does. It gives a little bit of information. I'm not sure if I'm reading this information correctly though. So he's like, "Hey, you're getting too powerful. You're throwing off the balance. Everything's getting all fucky wucky. Can you just fuck off to a cave somewhere and never talk to anyone again?" Like, first off, that just kind of shows how out of touch like these administrators are. It's like holy shit, no, like that is how you get her to go crazy, and if that will cause more problems. Um, but also like it kind of shows that like they want things so hands off that even though like Wakamo's ability to be able to see the future and know how everything's gonna go. That must be an ability that the administrators also have. It must be, because they're fucking omnipotent, for Christ's sake. So they know that the world is gonna end. It is gonna end relatively soon. So, like, the fact that they're just like, yeah, no, it's just gonna happen, just whatever, fuck it. Don't fuck with it. And Wakamo's like, no, I can't do that. My man, I fucking live here. Like, I don't know, that's pretty neat. And it gets to give us the info dump in a more natural way. That's pretty cool. And we don't get all of the information, we just get little flashes of it. So we don't know the specific. For all we know, Wakamo is the thing that causes that oblivion. Who knows? Very, very neat. And just the political intrigue of just like everything going tits up because, I mean, they try and move against Wakamo. Wakamo kills them. They use it as an excuse to start a war. Wakamo gets an XP farm. Very good. Very nice. Um, Let me see if I can get. Oh, stripped of skills and dies. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. So I thought I saw. Okay, I'm gonna admit, like I kind of fucked up the reading on it. I saw stripped of skills, and my brain was going like, oh. I didn't actually read the word after and, so I was expecting it to be worse. Um, but yeah, stripped of so all of them fucking die. That's fun, but like all of their fucking deaths say like die in Elf Forest, like minus Kanata and Shun, I think. Maybe bringing them all to the to the Elf Forest was a bad idea. Also, how could she tell Potamus if she just said after that she can't tell the students? Like, is that a translation error, or is it like, no, she specifically can't tell the students about it? In that case, what stops her from telling Potamus and then saying to Potamus, okay, now please tell my students? I feel like that would have gotten rid of a lot of the fucking anger between between the teacher and like I don't know, like that feels like a loophole. Like that's like the one, like the main thing that kind of makes me go but like that's literally the only thing that makes me go um overall I do very very much like this episode. Mostly for Wakamo. Like the human story is still the absolute worst. Like not like bad worst as in like, oh, it's bad, I don't like it. Like if it was any other show, if it was the main focus of any other show, the main plot, I would probably be like, oh yeah, no, that's actually pretty interesting. Getting reincarnated and one character has the ability of the gift of prophecy but can't tell anyone. That's fine. That's good. I like that. That's fun. But the problem here is that they're not the main characters. I don't care, and there's a much more interesting story. Like, it is not a bad story, but it is infinitely less interesting than what's going on with Wakamo. Like, you know, like I said, if it was on its own, if it was its own spin-off thing off in the corner, like if like the main story was so I'm a spider, so what, and it's all Wakamo all the time, and then you have like the like a side show, right, that comes out like be like so I'm a spider like 10 years later or whatever, and then that entire thing is told from Shun's perspective. Okay, fine, that'd be good, that'd be fine, but like I just it really bugs me. It really does. Just the fact that like they're telling two stories here, and both of them are really good, but one of them is just so much more interesting that any time when like it's like that fucking meme. It's like anytime Poochie is not on the screen, I want the audience saying, "Well, where's Poochie? What he's doing?" That's what it is. It's like Wakamo's story is so much more interesting and so much more like, ooh, what the dog doing? That like anytime like we're with the humans, I'm like, okay, cool, but what's Wakamo up to? Especially because we know that Wakamo still fucking exists in the human timeline. So it's like, okay, cool, Shun's doing his thing. What's Wakamo up to? Like, if Wakamo was established to have been killed, I mean, first off, that would kind of suck and remove all of the fucking drama from the thing. But but like, you know, it's just really, really frustrating. You know, I want to care about the human story. I really do. I want to care. I want to be like, oh yeah, go Shun, go Katya. But oh god, they're so much less interesting than Wakamo. They're just, oh my god. I honestly, I want the human half just dive like removed, just removed from the spider story. Like, okay, I'm gonna talk about positives of the human story. I'll try. Like, the idea of the reincarnations being very well guarded and very very well looked after in the noble, like with Shun and all them, and having that be because of the teacher and the elves kidnapping and buying all the other reincarnations. That's a really fun concept. I like that a lot. That's really cool. The fact that she's panicking over her ability to see the future, and it's and it's, you know, and it is changing their deaths a little bit, but not enough. That's really cool. Like, and plus you could even have the idea of she causes a lot of the deaths because, you know, her meddling is what causes the deaths in the first place, because most of the deaths had to do with the elf forest. So that's actually pretty cool. And all she really did was bring them to their fucking death zone. It's all a really, really, really good concept, and then the whole fight between Hugo and Shun and all that, like, that's really good. Just not as interesting as Wakamo because it's a very paint by numbers, like, Dragon Quest story, basically. I think if I were to improve it, I would say that maybe have the elves not get all of the reincarnations, And maybe paint the elves more as bad guys, right? Maybe have the teacher not be aware of how they grabbed all of them. Like, Potamus is, like, despite the fact she's a reincarnation, Potamus is like, well, I'm, like, 6,000 fucking years old. Like, even, like, with, if we add in your years as a fucking human here, you're, like, what? Like, fucking 50? I'm the adult here. Go back to bed, little child. And just, you know, all she knows is her class is slowly being gathered and brought to the village. She doesn't know how. And they're pissed at her for some reason. They won't talk to her. And she's like, what's going on? And Potamus won't tell her how she got him. And then it's like, yeah, we got fucking kidnapped at gunpoint, you fucking bitch. And it's just... And you have that as a drama, as something going on. And maybe you could even have her sacrifice herself for her students so they can escape, because they'd probably be more safe outside the fucking elf village. Especially if they're all together, you know? Like, I mean, you had those two that were, like, having, like, a good life as fucking adventurers, and they get yoinked up, shoved on a farm. It's like, well, I was fucking, like, hunting trolls and shit, and I was making a good life, and now I'm fucking stuck on a farm farming cabbages for a bunch of fucking knife ears that won't even talk to me. Like, that's gotta burn them. Holy shit. Yeah. All in all, I think it's very good, but it's very, very much overshadowed. And meanwhile, Wakamo's story is just an absolute fucking treat. I've got no complaints. Like, even, like, the CG, despite the fact that it's getting a lot more obvious as time's going on, it's not as bad as Overlord Season 3. At the very least, we haven't hit that point yet. It's not as bad as Arifureta. It's not good, but it's not good, and I will say, like, ugh, but it's not the worst I've seen, and it's not that far below industry fucking standards, so whatever, that's fine. But yes, that's really all I gotta say, so let me know what you thought of this down there in the comments, whether you liked it, you disliked it, or you want to bring up something I forgot to talk about, because that is entirely possible down there in the comments. Oh boy. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share on social media, tell your friends, hit the share button down below, and if you want, you can always support me on Patreon, which is linked down there in the description and on the end card, and there's also Streamlabs there if you want to do that instead. Big thanks to everyone who does it. You guys are the absolute best. If you want more content from me, I do try and post anime every single day at around noon, and I also try and live stream every single day at around 3 o'clock. Today we're going to be playing Psychonauts 2, and hopefully I will see you guys there, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh boy. So, yes. As always, everybody, I am Nozz, and I'll see you in the next video. But most will have all become a trash mammal today, and I will see you a real